Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's lecture. Today, I will be discussing job fair preparation. Job fairs will likely be your first opportunity to network with employers and potentially other students who are attending the event. Job fairs are a great way to start connecting your educational goals to your career goals. For many students, attending a job fair is not a high priority. However, if you are someone who is looking to take advantage of employment and internship opportunities, a college job fair is a great place to start. Employers make an effort to attend college job fairs because they have part-time and entry-level positions available, which are usually what college students are looking for. They understand what skills and talents college students can offer, so a lot of the opportunities won't require too much experience. Job fairs can be intimidating, so planning for it can be difficult because you don't know what to expect. In today's lecture, I'll examine the steps students should take when prepping for a job fair. Let's begin. Today, we will prepare you for upcoming job and career fairs. We will review helpful tips that'll help you prepare for any job fair, help you make a good impression during a job fair, and how to follow up after a job fair. We will also discuss what employers are looking for during a job fair. We will also go over the key elements of an elevator speech, or sometimes called an elevator pitch, for your job or career fair. This lecture is broken down into 3 parts: before, during, and after a job fair. Before the job fair, you want to plan ahead. This means looking up the employer list. This will help you develop a game plan. The employer list for the job or career fair can typically be found on the Career Center website. Once you have the list, research the companies you are interested in. Similar to preparing for an interview, you want to learn more about each company and what they do. You may even want to see what positions are currently open. You can usually find this under careers, work for us, or employment opportunities. Once you have a good idea of who the employers are, prioritize your list by ranking who you are most interested in working for the most. This will come in handy later. Other things to consider while planning ahead. Prepare your resume. Because you are at a job fair with many opportunities, you don't necessarily have to tailor your resume to a specific job. Instead, it is recommended to tailor your resume to the general industry you are hoping to work in. Bring several copies of your resume, or at least one for every employer you are interested in. Be ready to also talk about yourself. It could just be about school, your major, and the classes you've taken. If you've had previous work experience, then be ready to talk about that. Make sure to dress for success. Although you are a student and may be coming from class, make an effort to appear professional before you leave home. You don't have to dress like you are about to interview for a job, though it would help you stand out. You still want to have a professional and mature appearance. Most employers don't expect students to dress up, but when they see you dress professionally, it tells them that you are serious and that you are here for a reason. Lastly, come with some questions to ask the employer. These questions can be prepared from researching the company's website, or you can ask questions from the list that I'll provide you later in the lecture. Now let's talk about during the job fair and approaching the employer. This next segment of the lecture will help those who are a little nervous about approaching an employer. Being nervous is natural. Most students usually are, so you are definitely not the only one. Knowing what will impress the employers can definitely help. Here's a list of the top 10 skills employers are looking for in college graduates. These soft skills are problem-solving skills, ability to work in a team, communication skills, leadership, strong work ethic, analytical or quantitative skills, communication skills, taking initiative, detail-oriented, and flexibility and adaptability. As I mentioned at the start of this lecture, employers know most current students or soon-to-graduate students will have limited skills and experience. However, if you're able to demonstrate in your resume how you've utilized some of these skills, then you are sure to impress the employers. Here are some additional tips to consider that will help you out during a job fair. These are similar tips to follow when preparing for an interview. Make eye contact and smile. Give a solid handshake and clearly introduce yourself. Be mindful of your body language and make sure to have good posture. And lastly, appear confident even if you're nervous. Unless you're a good actor, Appearing confident isn't easy, but practice and preparation directly correlates to confidence, so the more you practice and prepare, the more confident you will be. Remember earlier in the lecture when I told you to rank your employers by interest? Well, this is where it comes in handy. Warm up your communication skills by speaking to employers you are least interested in first. Practice your handshake, your elevator pitch, and asking questions. After speaking with a few employers, you will begin to find your groove and feel a little bit more comfortable at the job fair. Hopefully, you will feel a little less nervous and a little bit more confident in your ability to speak with employers. When talking to employers, you want to make sure you are exuding energy and passion. This shows that you are excited about the company and the work you hope to do. This excitement will make a lasting impression on the employer. Know what type of work you are looking for. If the company doesn't align with your specific employment needs, then ask if there are other opportunities. Sometimes not all jobs being shared at the employer's table or booth are advertised. If an employment opportunity does align with what you are looking for, hand over a copy of your resume and then share a few accomplishments you are proud of. Before the end of the conversation, ask a few questions to show the employer that you're genuinely interested. After meeting with several dozen students at a job fair, it's difficult for employers to keep track and remember everyone they've met. By following these steps, you'll be certain to make an impact. During the job fair, you will likely be asked the all-important question of, tell me about yourself. This question will come up several times throughout your job search process, so it's something you should get familiar with answering. If you want to keep it simple, then you can stick with the basics and state your name and your major, then a selling point about yourself or an interest that you may have. Then show you've done your research about the company by sharing something you know about them, and finish by asking a question. After, share your resume with the employer. In total, your elevator pitch should be about 30 seconds to a minute long. Here's an activity I encourage you to work on at home or in your free time. To craft your elevator pitch, you want to start by clarifying a goal. What position do you want? On paper, write down everything you want your employer to know about you, such as your work experience, skills, accomplishments, and other relevant information to your target position. This is sometimes helpful if you talk it out with a partner, just so you can start verbalizing your experience. It's good practice as well. Next, you want to begin formatting the pitch to your answer. Start with who you are. This includes your name, your major. You can even include what year you are in college, or that you're a soon-to-be graduate or transfer to a four-year university. Next, talk about what you've done that lines up with the work the organization or company is doing. For example, you've increased sales, or you've worked in customer service for 5 years, or maybe you've just taken relevant coursework in this particular field or industry. Then state what you're looking for or what type of position you're interested in. Next, let the employer know what you're able to contribute. Think about what makes you unique, or think about something that qualifies you for the job. If you're able to, add a tidbit of information you know about the company before finishing off your elevator pitch with a question. By following these steps, you'll be able to impress the employers. For examples on elevator pitches, please check the other module pages. During the fair, questions to ask employers. Ask questions to show the employer you are interested and that you're paying attention. It also sparks conversation with you and the company representative. This takes the pressure off you if you aren't a big talker. Here are some examples of questions you can ask. What kind of entry-level positions or internships exist within your organization? Or what positions are you looking to fill? What does the hiring process consist of? What is your organization's culture like? How long does the typical employee stay with your company? Are there opportunities for ongoing training throughout your organization? What kind of skills and experience do you look for in an employee you hire? After the fair, there are a few steps students should follow. The first one is to take a moment to get organized after speaking to multiple employers. Often, you'll be given flyers, business cards, company swag, and even promotional giveaways. Make sure you have a folder to keep it all organized. If you've collected business cards, make sure to follow through with employers via their preferred method of communication. I'd even encourage you to take it a step further and request to connect with them on LinkedIn. Many employers will ask you to visit the company website to apply, so make sure you have all the accurate information needed. Next, complete online applications or email your resume in a timely manner. If you forgot to bring a hard copy of your resume, then be sure to email it to the recruiter or company rep as soon as possible. Even if you gave them a hard copy of your resume, it's okay to email it to them again and use the email as an opportunity to reinforce your interest in the position. Your last step is to begin preparing for an interview. If you followed all the steps for job preparation correctly, then you should have no problem getting an invitation for an interview. This concludes the end of the lecture. You can now move on to the next part of the module.